Hey, Pi Pioneers. So I just came across something that made me literally drop my phone. Community member at SHARH56108161 dropped some serious intel about Pi Network working on their own bank. Yes, you heard that right. An actual Pi bank that could let you convert your Pi coins to real cash. Look, I know we've all been through the ups and downs with Pi Network, but this feels different. And I need to share why this could actually be the breakthrough we've been waiting for. Before we dive in, make sure you follow my Telegram and Facebook pages in the description because honestly, this Pi Bank story is developing fast, and I want to keep you updated with everything I find. And hey, if you're still holding Pi after all this time, hit that like button, we're in this together. So, what's this Pi Bank thing actually about? Alright, let me break this down without all the hype. According to discussions in the Pi community that at SHARH56108161 brought to light, Pi Network is apparently building a dedicated bank within their ecosystem. Not just some fancy wallet or exchange integration, we're talking about a proper financial institution designed to help you exchange your Pi coins for actual fiat money like dollars, euros, whatever currency you need. Now I get it, we've heard promises before, but here's what caught my attention. They're not trying to rush this onto random exchanges and hope for the best. Instead, they're building their own infrastructure with select partner exchanges in the Pi ecosystem. And with Pi's mainnet now live and over 60 million pioneers on board, the timing actually makes sense for once. The way they're describing it, this Pi bank would let verified pioneers deposit their Pi coins, convert them directly to real money through partnerships with actual banks and regulated exchanges, and even use Pi for everyday purchases with instant conversion to local currency. They're talking about savings accounts, sending money to family overseas, even getting loans using your Pi as collateral. Look, I've been following Pi Network for years, and here's what I think is happening. While everyone else has been complaining about Pi taking forever, they've actually been building something much bigger behind the scenes. They've been working on their ecosystem, getting people verified through KYC, building apps in the Pi browser, basically creating all the infrastructure you'd need for a banking system to actually work. Think about it, most crypto projects launch their token first, and then scramble to find real uses for it later. Pi Network did the opposite. They spent years building up millions of users, getting people comfortable with the ecosystem, and now they're ready to add the financial layer that makes it all useful in the real world. The Pi Bank could solve the biggest problem we've all been facing as Pi holders. How do you actually use these coins for anything meaningful instead of waiting for Binance or Coinbase to maybe list Pi someday? Pi Network is saying, forget that, we'll build our own system where you can definitely use your Pi. Now let me be honest with you because I'm not here to blow sunshine. Building a bank isn't like creating another crypto token. Pi Network would have to deal with serious regulatory stuff, KYC requirements, anti-money laundering rules, getting licensed in different countries. That's complicated and expensive. They'd also need bulletproof security because we're talking about people's actual money here, not just some speculative tokens, and they need to manage everyone's expectations because we all know how quickly the Pi community can get excited or disappointed when things don't happen exactly as planned. But here's the thing, if they can pull this off, it changes everything. Not just for Pi Network, but for how we think about crypto adoption in general. Instead of trying to convince traditional banks to accept crypto, they're becoming the bank. Instead of waiting for mass adoption to happen someday, they're creating the infrastructure that could make it happen now. If Pi Network successfully launches this banking system, they won't just be another cryptocurrency anymore. They'd be demonstrating something most crypto projects have never figured out: how to build real utility that regular people actually want to use. Think about your parents or friends who don't care about blockchain technology but do care about sending money cheaply or earning interest on their savings. A Pi bank could serve those needs while running on crypto infrastructure behind the scenes. That's the kind of adoption that actually matters for long-term success. This could show the entire crypto industry that the future isn't about price speculation or complicated DeFi protocols that only crypto nerds understand. It's about building financial services that work better than what we have now, using blockchain technology to make them more accessible and efficient. So, here's my advice as someone who's been watching this space for years. First, make sure you're fully verified and migrated to Pi's mainnet if you haven't already. If this Pi bank becomes real, you'll probably need complete verification to access it. Second, don't get too hyped up yet. This is still in development and there's no official timeline. Pi Network has a history of taking their time to get things right, which is actually good for something as important as banking infrastructure. But third, don't ignore this either. The fact that community members like at SHAR-H56108161 are discussing concrete details suggests this is more than just wishful thinking. Pi Network has been methodically building towards something bigger, and this Pi Bank could be the culmination of all that work. Keep following the official Pi Network channels for updates, and definitely check out my Telegram and Facebook for ongoing analysis as this story develops. Whether you've been a Pi believer from day one, or you're skeptical about the whole thing, this Pi Bank development is worth paying attention to. Look, I've seen a lot of crypto projects make big promises and fail to deliver, but Pi Network has taken a different approach from the beginning, building slowly, focusing on real utility, and growing their user base before worrying about token price. This Pi Bank idea fits perfectly with that strategy. Will it actually happen? I don't know for sure. Will it work if they do launch it? That depends on execution. But for the first time in a while, I'm genuinely excited about a Pi Network development because it addresses the real question we've all been asking. When can we actually use our Pi coins for something meaningful? If this resonates with you and you want to stay updated on the Pi Bank story, smash that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Are you excited about this possibility, or do you think it's too good to be true? The Pi community is stronger when we're all sharing information and keeping each other informed. And remember, whether Pi Network succeeds or not, they're at least trying to solve real problems in creative ways. That's more than I can say for a lot of crypto projects out there. Let's see where this Pi Bank story goes. It could be the game changer we've been waiting for.